Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Shadow speaking. Today's flight is more than a journey across the Alps. It's a journey through time, where technology, strategy, and courage intertwined as one. Our hero for today is the Airbus A319, but the real story unfolds in the cockpits of F-4 Phantom II fighters back in 1967. The aircraft we are flying today, the Airbus A319, represents modern passenger aviation with its shorter fuselage. It seats up to 156 passengers and boasts an impressive range of 7,000 kilometers. Yet in the past, it was not comfort, but precision and strength that decided air victories. Back then, over Vietnam, American F-4 Phantom II jets lured MiG-21 fighters into a deadly trap that changed the rules of aerial warfare. The route we are taking today begins in Annemasse in France, crosses the picturesque Alps, and ends in Munster in Switzerland. The distance of 212 kilometers is a short segment, but it helps us imagine the precise maneuvers of fighter jets over the Gulf of Tonkin. They took off with full knowledge of the risk, pretending to be slow, well-moving F-105 Thunderjet bombers to tempt the enemy into the skies. Today, we will fly in silence with modern navigation systems, but let us remember those pilots of 1967 who relied on cunning and skill to outwit their opponents. Ready? Let's take off and return to one of the most significant air missions of the 20th century. At the beginning of 1967, the intensity of aerial combat over North Vietnam clearly increased, raising serious concerns. American forces operated from numerous bases in Southeast Asia, striving to gain a clear advantage. In this period, there emerged an urgent need to employ innovative tactics aimed at effectively luring the enemy. Colonel Robin Olds was an experienced fighter pilot who inspired respect with his talent and courage. Earlier air campaigns taught him caution and precision, which he now intended to use cleverly and boldly. The upcoming mission contained elements of deception, designed to surprise the self-confident MiG fighters. The plan assumed that American F-4 Phantoms would pretend to be slower F-105 bombers, following typical flight paths. Changing the flight profile and equipment was intended to confuse enemy radars, slowly drawing the adversary into a trap. The air war was becoming increasingly sophisticated, forcing pilots into constant and expanding creativity. There was an intense atmosphere at American bases as technicians completed preparations for the upcoming crucial operation. No one could predict the exact outcome of the clash, yet everyone felt the weight of each singular and critical decision. The mission's objective was not merely to shoot down enemy aircraft, but to demonstrate strategic ingenuity. Intelligence data was gathered, and enemy tactics were analyzed, attempting to predict their swift and dangerous reactions. Every pilot knew that success required perfect coordination and steady nerves, without the slightest error. From this moment, the history of Operation Bolo began to gain momentum, slowly heralding extraordinary and memorable events. In the period preceding Operation Bolo, American command analyzed the effectiveness of previous strategies in variable conditions. The MiG-21 posed a formidable opponent, capable of rapid attacks and swift withdrawals in challenging conditions. Previous attempts to intercept enemy fighters often proved futile due to their tremendous maneuverability. American commanders realized they had to change their approach, effectively surpassing the determined enemy. Employing deception could neutralize the enemy's speed advantage, using surprise as a critically important tactical asset. They thoroughly analyzed bombing routes and flight altitudes, and they also identified probable zones of effective enemy interception in the air. Every detail mattered. Therefore, formations and the exact timing of the entire mission were chosen with precision. F-4 Phantoms were equipped with appropriate weaponry to instantly capitalize on the ideal opportunity. Everything relied on creating the illusion of a weakly defended convoy, which would entice the enemy's cunning fighters. Despite difficult terrain and pervasive radar threats, the plan had to be executed very carefully. At every second, the pilots' experience mattered, as they were ready to boldly face the challenging task. Air warfare required constant improvement, and this operation served as proof of that dynamic evolution. As preparations concluded, The machines waited hidden at airfields, exceptionally vigilant and ready for takeoff. The clash would unfold in the air, which would define future operations and significantly influence strategy. The moment approached, in which cunning and courage would be put to the most difficult possible test. On January 2nd, 1967, American formations took to the skies, selecting appropriate approach corridors. The weather favored the planned operation, though delicate clouds could sometimes slightly hamper optimal visual clarity. Pilots maintained radio communication and checked their instruments, preparing for the first contact with the enemy. Over North Vietnam, vigilance prevailed, as radar stations detected every potentially unknown incoming object. American F-4 Phantoms flew in a configuration resembling bombers, maintaining the appearance of notably weak armor. Time passed relentlessly, and the enemy command system began to react to the approaching formations. MiG-21s took off from northern airfields, moving toward the apparent bombers with the hope of easy prey. American pilots maintained a calm flight rhythm, continuing the masquerade and waiting for the right decisive moment. Every move was analyzed, and Olds' strategy began to produce the truly significant expected results. If you appreciate the story presented here, consider liking this material and leaving a short constructive comment. Your activity helps develop this channel, ensuring the possibility of reaching a wider and more diverse audience. Do not forget to subscribe to stay updated with the next truly extremely valuable content. At this moment, the MiG-21s began to approach the formation, unaware of the serious hidden threat awaiting them. American pilots felt increasing tension, fully aware that every maneuver had to be absolutely perfect. Soon the roles would reverse, and Olds' cunning plan would enter the history of world aviation. In previous engagements, American air forces often faced difficult conditions, complicating effective interception. Many previous operations ended only in partial success, leaving dissatisfaction and the need for further innovation. This time, Colonel Olds devised a strategy which could make a truly profound impression on the enemy. The radars of American fighters detected the incoming MiGs, confirming the effectiveness of the extremely clever deception plan. F-4 pilots maintained radio silence, focusing on the precise execution of particularly crucial tasks. In the shadow of the skies, a game of illusions was unfolding, whose stakes were alarmingly high. MiG-21s approached rapidly, convinced they faced slow bombers unable to escape. Suddenly, the American F-4 changed formation, revealing their true combat nature and readiness for engagement. In one instant, the advantage shifted from hunter to prey, leaving the MiG-21 pilot stunned. Excellent F-4 Phantom coordination and precise maneuvers created a situation in which the MiG-21s were trapped. The advantage of altitude and tactical position gave American pilots the opportunity to deliver swift and highly lethal attacks. In this crucial phase, Olds' plan proved its worth, altering the course of the intense aerial battle. The following moments brought a series of precise rocket shots, exposing the weakness of the completely astonished and deeply confused MiG-21s. American pilots skillfully utilized their maneuvering advantage, eliminating subsequent targets very efficiently without the slightest hesitation. For the first time, such effective use of deception was employed in an aerial confrontation, establishing a new standard of effectiveness. MiG-21 formations over North Vietnam dived abruptly toward the waiting F-4 Phantoms, expecting effortless ambush. American pilots maintained their deceptive posture and refrained from radio transmissions, patiently orchestrating a sudden reversal. Each passing second intensified the tension, driving both sides toward an unpredictable and dramatic confrontation. When MiG-21 pilots settled into a perfect attack position, F-4 formations altered layout and revealed strength. The perceived weakness of American jets evaporated instantly, displaying a lethal capacity for coordinated countermeasures. Within seconds, the balance shifted dramatically, turning once confident MiGs into targets caught in a fatal predicament. Salvos from the F-4 Phantoms struck their marks perfectly, eliminating the MiG-21's primary avenues of escape. Enemy pilots attempted barrel rolls and dives, yet American training and tactical insight overwhelmed every maneuver. In that decisive moment, hostile resolve collapsed, granting Allied forces unchallenged dominance within the combat zone. If anyone wishes to discuss these events, They can post their thoughts and reactions below. Consider describing which maneuver surprised you most, or which tactic commanded the highest respect or fear. These opinions enhance our understanding of audience sentiment, encouraging ongoing exploration of aerial warfare history. Additional hostile fighters emerged from distant airfields, but the American air power had already secured superiority. The unfolding engagement seemed inevitable, confirming that meticulous planning and deception would shape the final outcome. Within that sequence, the MiGs lost defensive options, sealing their fate inside a carefully orchestrated trap. Operation Bolo reached its peak as American pilots destroyed multiple incoming MiG-21 fighters, achieving total surprise. In total, 7 adversary aircraft fell from the skies, while no American jets were lost. This exceptional success underscored the power of planning and unwavering determination, leaving a lasting aviation legacy. As the F-4 squadrons returned to base, a celebratory atmosphere reflected the magnitude of their triumph. Pilots discussed every detail and analyzed their coordinated actions, ensuring crucial lessons were never overlooked. Olds' innovative approach proved effective under real combat conditions, shifting the regional aerial balance for good. Observers recognized a definitive sign that ingenuity and tactical adaptation yielded tangible outcomes. Bolstering Allied confidence, they realized modern warfare demanded more than hardware superiority, requiring strategic cunning and agile decision-making. From that day forward, the U.S. Air Force embraced Olds' lessons, applying them to future missions. Those appreciating the thorough research and dedication behind this account might comment, expanding our aviation community. Engagement from readers helps us reach broader audiences, ensuring that these historical insights remain widely accessible. Subscribing guarantees immediate access to future detailed narratives, highlighting pivotal moments in aerial combat. Once on the ground, pilots revisited each maneuver, recognizing Olds' blueprint as a flawless tactical achievement. They refined essential tactics for subsequent sorties, leveraging every advantage earned during Bolo's definitive success. Operation Bolo stood as a milestone of efficiency and creativity, guiding future generations with its model. Colonel Robin Olds remained a pilot and a visionary strategist, shaping the course of aerial warfare. His background spanned World War II and Korea, honing adaptability and keen insight within higher-risk missions. The Vietnam conflict required genuine innovation and fresh ideas, culminating in the success of Operation Bolo. Olds recognized that brute force alone was inadequate, demanding flexible planning and detailed situational awareness. He orchestrated a ruse that compelled jets to leave protected zones, exploiting the power of deception. Instead of chasing agile MiG-21 interceptors, American fighters lured them into a tactically devastating ambush. Operation Bolo produced more than a victory, transforming perspectives on how air engagements could be executed. It demonstrated that cunning strategies effectively neutralized advanced technology, decisively reversing outcomes once deemed unchangeable. Such leadership confirmed the worth of resourceful commanders, even in seemingly impossible operational conditions. Olds inspired countless younger aviators, guiding them toward bold solutions that broke traditional constraints. His name symbolized forward thinking and accurate anticipation, qualities essential for success in modern aerial battles. Through his example, the U.S. Air Force advanced steadily, refining tactics to match evolving threats worldwide. When historical records highlight Operation Bolo, Olds inevitably stands at the heart of this groundbreaking narrative. His remarkable strategies demonstrated how deception could safeguard Allied pilots, tipping the scales at critical moments. That enduring legacy shapes thinking and encourages generations of aviators, preserving lessons that resonate throughout history. When tensions subsided, deeper reflection revealed Operation Bolo's profound influence on evolving battlefield strategies. The events on January 2, 1967 illustrated how creativity could radically alter outcomes in complex campaigns. That day wrote an enduring lesson above Vietnamese skies, stressing adaptive tactics and unwavering resolve. Operation Bolo fit into a broader strategic framework, guiding approaches to effective aerial engagements for decades. It was more than a one-time triumph. serving as a testament to planning and resource management. From that point onward, decoy tactics gained acceptance, solidifying their place in mainstream military doctrine. Neutralizing several MiGs was only part of the plan, which instilled lasting apprehension among adversaries. Hostile forces realized they faced flexible opponents, ready to exploit every gap and vulnerability. This heightened awareness triggered significant changes in enemy thinking, influencing later engagements throughout the region. Operation Bolo reminds us that synergy between bravery, knowledge, and adaptability yields enduring successes. This mission demonstrated how underestimating advanced tactics leads to consequences, a lesson repeated in various conflicts. Military planners and aviators examined every detail of Operation Bolo, enriching operational doctrine worldwide. Ultimately, the outcome went beyond immediate tactical success, guiding the emergence of a new strategic mindset. That approach relied on anticipation, adaptable responses, and well-executed illusions to secure objectives with minimal loss. For this reason, Operation Bolo persisted as a symbol of innovation, subtlety, and powerful aerial execution. Thank you for taking the time and showing such great interest in following this story. If you found the material engaging, please give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback is truly valuable to us. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode and can continue exploring more fascinating events with us.